Hello, LinkedIn and Facebook. Hopefully, I'm live on both platforms. So, welcome everybody to this live session, third one I've done this week. So, I'm Dave Gerrish of the IT Contracting Academy, and I help IT professionals avoid the life sentence of employment to become confident contractors so they can be what I call true masters of their own destiny. That's my mission. So I just wanted to share a few customer client success stories with you today. So I've been contracting now for about 26 years. Feel free to connect with me, David Gerrish, on LinkedIn, send me a DM, of course. And I run two thriving communities on social media. So one Facebook group and the second one is the LinkedIn group. So please feel free to join those. And we offer networking, support, advice, and there's various services I offer too. So what success have we had so far? Well, let me just share my slides here. So free CV services. I won't read all of these out, but I can recommend David. He certainly knows what he's talking about. Great advice so far. Good to have another set of eyes to help with it. Exactly, on your CV. Just good to have someone who's got 26 years experience as a contractor. I've done 1,000 CV reviews now. Good to have extra eyes on your CV. Would highly recommend David's free CV advice. Good to have a fresh view on the CV, blah, blah, blah. Lots of different good testimonials for our free CV advice service there. Next, we have coaching calls. After having a chat with David, I felt a lot more comfortable about starting to contract after a long gap. David provided invaluable guidance from umbrella selection to dealing with new job guidance. Good stuff from Jazz there. And Amar says, talking to him felt like a breath of fresh air. That's good to hear. He was genuine and helpful. I definitely feel like David is going to find me my next role. Well, obviously, if I can help with that, then fantastic. And then Ravi says, given his open nature and easy manner, of course, with David quickly, I was able to build rapport with David quickly and to extract meaningful value in a free clarity call. He's obviously been there and done it, so I'd highly recommend a chat with him. So great stuff there from the free clarity calls. You can book one anytime there. So like I said, we run two groups. Facebook group, it's an awesome group. David Gerrish, well done on building a good community. This group is amazing with a lot of talented people. There certainly is a lot of talented people in our groups. And of course, the LinkedIn group as well. Dave with his straight talking advice again, brilliant from Simon there. And Jackie, thank you for all the tags. It's such a nice thing to do for people. So I do free role tagging in the LinkedIn group too. So next we have our CV services here. So on the left there, you've got my CV Express, which is my sort of budget entry level service. Comparing the old to the new CV, I can see why I'm getting more interview requests with the changes. Fantastic stuff. And Charles says, David was excellent with his advice. It really helped me in my CV. Money well spent. Fantastic, Charles. And my CV Booster is my full CV review service. So Simon, my CV is 10 times better than it was before. I mean, that's a fantastic testimonial. And Seth says, the best money I've spent so far this year for improving my CV. Awesome stuff. And then I've got my CV makeover service, which is if you don't want to do all the changes for the CV Booster full review, and you just want me to do it and reword sections and completely rewrite it, then I offer this CV makeover service. You've got to have done the CV Booster service first, though, okay? To say my CV was transformed is an understatement. This service is superb, simply amazing, from OJ. And Phil went on to say, sent my CV off yesterday and it was commented on how amazing it was. I mean, that's brilliant result, of course. And then I do LinkedIn services as well. So LinkedIn Express, it's like my budget entry level LinkedIn review service. One of the best services out there. Thank you for your amazing support, Dave. This is brilliant. I'll crack on with the changes you've suggested from the owner. And DT said, since following your recommendations on LinkedIn, I've had 3 calls directly from employers. So things are looking up. So definitely worth doing some of those services. Start with the free ones, then move on to the other ones if you find value in them. So great stuff there. I also have a video training course. So just a few testimonials here. It was a good course and definitely made me feel more confident about becoming a freelance contractor, from Mohammed. And Bogdan, the best course I've found to learn about contracting. It brought me clarity and a clear path on how to become a contractor, which is fantastic because that was my mission in creating that video course. And Lenny says, this course is great, very informative from someone who's actually been an IT contractor. Amazing. Yes, been a contractor for 26 years now. So how did it all start? Well, this is Gaurav, and I worked with him here in the UK, excuse me. But after doing some work here in the UK, he had to go back to India. And obviously that was mixed emotions for him. He wanted to see family, but he was going to, get a massive pay cut going back to India. And so he had mixed emotions about going back home. And I was working on a project here in the UK, and I needed a contractor. And so I gave him his first break into contracting. I remember vividly actually calling him in India and saying, Gaurav, do you want this contract? I've got authority to hire someone on a contract role, and do you want to do it? And, fair credit to him, he took immediate action and he was by my side within 2 weeks. Yeah, moved back from India back to the UK. Within 2 weeks, he was side by side working on his first contract. So I acted as sort of a bit of a mentor for him, really. I helped show him the ropes about contracting. So it was a nice, easy way for him to get into contracting. But then I sort of realized that maybe I could help other people like this as well and be their mentor, their guide, their coach. And so I created my live coaching program, my live coaching course. And that was, really successful. I ran that, a couple of years ago. Going to launch a new one soon. And again, I had some really good results from that. Ezekiel, can I start by expressing how useful I've found your course? It's been very insightful and rich in content. I'm pleased to inform you that I've been offered my first contract role last week and will therefore quit my permanent role this week. I mean, that's what it was all about. That was just amazing to get that email there. And then he emailed me again saying I was able to negotiate £400 a day. Can you believe that? First contract, So yeah, amazing stuff for a first contract. So well done to Ezekiel there. And then there was Robert. For anybody thinking about taking Dave's course, I would say do it. And I won't read it all out. The course changes your mindset to see contracting as a way to take charge of your career and finances and ultimately get more happiness in work. And as soon as I finished the course, I started to look for contracts and landed my first one in April. So it's amazing stuff. So sign up now if you want more money and freedom. And then he emailed me again. Good news, Dave. New contract confirmed, limited company registered, rate higher, confidence higher, which is amazing stuff. And then John, just wanted to say the whole course has been really helpful with lots of good information. Also having someone experienced in contracting to ask questions and check over things like your CV and LinkedIn has been great. And then he messaged me, just wanted you to be the first to know I've finally secured my first contract. Initial 6 months with a good chance of extension and only 30 miles from home. Thanks for your help, encouragement and advice. It's very much appreciated. The IT Contracting Academy course is not only a great source of information for people like myself who were looking to start contracting. Dave also presents both sides of the coin and really helps in making the important decision and whether contracting is right for you or not. This is not just a course. Dave is a great mentor and always has time to answer any questions and provide encouragement whenever you need it. For me, it was great to have that support, and I've now started a new career as an IT contractor. That's just fantastic there from John. Great words. And Ricky, just a little thank you to Dave for his help in securing my first contract. Dave's course helped me build confidence and knowledge of life as a contractor and confirming this would be the right path for me given my current skills in the market. It was awesome to participate in the live sessions and understand I'm not the only one with certain questions. Again, I won't read it all. Overall, a very helpful and insightful course that I'd recommend wholeheartedly to those considering making the leap to take control of their career path. Fantastic stuff from Ricky there. And I'd just like to share with you a little testimonial video that Ricky did. It's only a couple of minutes long. and hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
I'm from Ascot, and I'm a ServiceNow developer, currently working my first contract with Janus Henderson. I decided to work with Dave in the IT Contracting Academy to help me get my first contract. I kind of knew about it, and I wanted to channel my internal entrepreneurial spirit and achieve what I wanted to be. I decided to invest in the live coaching program because after being on the free webinar, it kind of gave me the basics, but I wanted to understand some of the information in more detail, especially around the financials, how accounting works, and how to actually elevate my CV to the right level. Before working with David and getting into contracting, my life was working long hours to ensure that I was trying to push myself to the highest that I could be, working for a consultancy which cared more about the bottom line profits more than the people. These days, I now have control of where I work, who I work for, when I want to work, how I want to deliver that work, and I'm seen as a trusted advisor. Things that have been holding me back from going contracting previously were around family issues. Wanted to make sure that I was good enough to be at a contractor level. My perception of contractors were that they were very good at what they do. Actually knew everything about the product that I look after, which is ServiceNow. However, having worked alongside some contractors in the past, I found that I could actually achieve that level, and I was actually sometimes better in some cases than they were. So I could actually make the leap myself and take the control of where I want to work and be my own boss. Working with David has been really helpful, especially around setting the foundations of contracting. He's been a really good support when I need help and advice around some aspects like the accounting, sometimes trying to decide when to look at a contract and what to review, and just been a real support whenever I've needed. My first and main result that I achieved from working with the IT Contracting Academy was to get my first contract. One of the key phrases is your network is your net worth, and that certainly worked for me. Managed to use a lot of people that I know within the industry to help open some of the doors that I needed to get my first contract. The main thing for me has been that I've been able to spend more time with my family. I don't seem to be working all hours that I can to try and make those ends meet financially. It's given me the ability to relax a little bit and not to have to worry about how I'm going to be paying those nursery fees next month that I have to. I always recommend David to help you get into contracting. The advice that he gives is kind of helps you from, even if you have a little bit of knowledge of what contracting could entail, right through to like if you've got no knowledge whatsoever, it does help you set up. It's quite a good open forum. There are some really good questions that have been posed by the Facebook group. Dave always comes up and keeps us on track to make sure that we understand why we're looking at contracting in the first place. The Facebook Lives, especially some of the raw ones after he's been out on his runs. It kind of keeps it real for me and keeps us on track. I found my first year working with Dave really helpful, and certainly just gives all the advice that you really need to help you get going.
Wow. Actually makes me quite emotional seeing some of that, actually. So anyway, I hope that was useful to see some of the fantastic results that we've had working with contractors and aspiring contractors. Again, please reach out to me, David Gerish, on LinkedIn, connect with me, join our two groups, the one on LinkedIn and the one on Facebook. And reach out to me, of course, if you would like a one-to-one call with me, and hopefully I can see whether I can help you at all. If I can help you, I will. Okay, wish you all the best. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye-bye.